school, I have a friend. His name was Felipe Barrios. We were friends since freshman year, and luckily every year both of us got English class together, which was very lucky. We both studied off each other and everything. Every year, me and Felipe kept talking about how we were so excited for graduating and for applying to colleges and applying for all these things and growing up. Every year, Felipe started figuring out more and more towards college, and he found out that he would not be able to attend college because his parents brought him here illegally at the age of 3, and he wouldn't be able to receive any support from the government or anything like that. This is why I believe that we should pass the DREAM Act. According to an article written by Elizabeth Buchanan in the San Francisco Times, there are 3 million students who graduate from high school every year. 65,000 of those students do not attend any higher education because they're stopped with the title of an illegal immigrant. And every year this number is increasing. This year, I believe it went up to 75,000 students. What the DREAM Act does is it gives the applicant 6 years to be able to attend college and get a degree, or 2 years to serve in the military. In this speech, I will argue that you must pass the DREAM Act. There are 3 main points that I will argue. First, I will argue that by denying the youth to college increases the amount of poverty in the U.S. Second, by passing the DREAM Act, it will stop the cycle of poverty. And third, how by allowing the DREAM Act to pass does not mean that there will be more people crossing into the United States. So first of all, I want to talk about how denying the youth to attend college creates poverty. According to Douglas Moore, in a newspaper article, he stated that currently 62% of jobs that are being offered right now require a 2-year degree or higher education. This is simply because we have more technology now in our days. We have more businesses who want people who have a higher education, who have more knowledge than just a high school applicant. Right now, high school graduates, their requirements are to read at an 8th grade level and to have math at an 8th grade level. They want someone who to apply for these jobs who actually have a higher education level than that, and who can deal with the problems that they're going to be throwing at them. In an article by Rosa Perez in San Francisco Times as well, it stated that 35% of the youth under the age of 18 live in poverty. 25.5% of people above the age of 18 live in poverty, and 10.5% live in deep poverty, meaning that they have trouble paying their rent, their bills, and they receive as much help from others as they can, possibly like church who give out free goods and stuff like that for them. By denying them the right to attend any higher education, they're forcing them to, after high school, they graduate to immediately get a minimum wage job. Nowadays, it is not enough to get by on a minimum wage job. So a lot of these people, what they do is they turn to either to bad things, which can be like joining a gang, or a lot of the time selling drugs to get money to give to their family. When these people turn to selling drugs, they in turn get more people to be addicted into drugs, which in turn gets more people away from their job because they're forced to be on this addiction and forced away from their family, and their family suffers. If they're turned to joining a gang, usually what they do in gangs is they go towards robbing people. More than 95% of these acts are done with weapons such as guns or knives, which can in the end kill people. And a lot of times when gang members turn to robbing, they get caught and thrown in jail, which once again takes away that money from the family, which leaves them in poverty level or makes them go deeper into deep poverty. Either way, the cycle continues because then the next generation, they don't have enough money, and so they see no other way to go other than follow in that direction, to join gangs or to sell drugs so they can give money to their family. Which leads me into my second point, how passing the DREAM Act will stop the cycle of poverty. Right now in the United States, we have 2.1 million undocumented people. In California alone, we have 500,050 illegal immigrants. If we allow the DREAM Act to pass, it is going to bring in $97.7 billion into our economy level, not because it is adding jobs into the economy, but simply because right now there are so many jobs, but there are not enough people who have the educational level to apply for these jobs. If we allow the DREAM Act to pass, then we are allowing these children to study and get the degrees to be able to apply for these jobs and to bring more money into our economy, which in the end benefits us as a whole, not only as individuals. And lastly, I'm going to argue how by passing the DREAM Act does not mean that more people will immigrate into the U.S. In an article done by Mark Corning, he states that simply because we pass this, more people are going to see an opportunity to come into the U.S., and this is not true because the DREAM Act bill itself states that you must have entered the U.S. before you turn 16, and you must have been in the U.S. 5 years prior to the DREAM Act passing, which means if you entered if you want to apply for the DREAM Act and it passed, say, in 2013, you must have been in the U.S. by 2008 or 2009. Further than that, when you apply, you have to have proof that you graduated from high school, either you have a GED or you're currently enrolled in college or enrolled in receiving your GED. One of the ones that takes away a lot of applicants is that you must be under the age of 30 and you cannot have any sort of felony on your record, be it here or wherever you're from. You cannot have anything. The smallest amount automatically disqualifies you from applying for the DREAM Act. In this speech, I have talked to you guys. I've argued 3 main points. Firstly, that by denying children the right to attend higher education creates poverty. Secondly, how passing the DREAM Act stops the cycle of poverty. And thirdly, how passing the DREAM Act does not mean that there will be more people crossing into the U.S. If the DREAM Act passes, then people like my friend Felipe will be able to achieve their dreams to attend high school, get a better life not only for themselves but for their family members.